Alright, so, okay, people, we're going to talk about objects now. You remember in the last section we did all about variables, right? Where we said to assign a variable, you give it the keyword, var letter const, and the name of the variable, and then you assign it a value. And the value is going to be any number of things. Could be a string, could be a number, could be a function. We haven't talked about that yet, but it could be various things. Okay, so what if you have a couple different variables that all kind of go together? There's this neat thing we have here called an object, where it's another different way of storing values. So we're here, but that's really the point of this is we wanted to store something. In this case, the string of text, the quick brown fox. So we don't have to want to type that every time we need to use it. We're going to be using this string a lot. We don't have to retype it every time. We're just going to be able to write this, and it's going to give us back the whole long thing every time. It's going to save us a lot of time, a lot of effort. So another way of saving things that will save us a lot of time and effort is called an object. And an object is just like a group of, I like to think of it anyway, as a group of variables. So you kind of do let's just hop into it. You're still going to use the keyword var letter const. We're going to say let, we're going to say, instead of, let's reuse this. We'll get rid of this. Well, let's just comment it out right now, okay? Let's saying equal, we're going to say you're going to use these curly brackets, okay? And it's going to be the contents of these curly brackets is what we're going after here. Okay, usually don't see it on the one line like that. Sometimes you do. But the more common way you're going to see it is split up like this on a multi-line kind of thing. So remarkably similar to this. Like I said, we have two different okay, so let's say we had, let's do this, saying 1, saying 2, this equals, okay, two things that obviously belong together, right? We don't have to retype them every time. We want to keep them separate for some reason. This is maybe a weird example since they really should be one sentence, but you get the point. You have the first half and the second half. They go together. So you have, so you can say it's an object. It's a way of grouping similar things together, and we're going to be able to refer back to them. Just like here, we referred back to this variable by just calling saying. Here we're going to be able to find a way to refer back to each one of these. So right now, this isn't exactly the right syntax, right? I just wanted to show you an example of the concept. As you have inside of the saying object, you store other variables, or they refer to them usually as keys and value pairs. So you have the key, saving one, and the value, quick brown fox, or sometimes you hear property and value, right? But this format isn't going to work. Well, first of all, let's just run it and see what happens. What is it going to give us? Okay, this is just syntax error. Like I said, this is not the right way you format an object. So first of all, you don't do the equal sign when it's inside here. You give it a colon instead. Okay? Let's try that. This isn't going to work either, but I'll tell you what. Let's just give it a try first. Okay, different syntax error. There's something wrong here, right? Syntax error, unexpected identifier. And I'll tell you what's missing. There's supposed to be a comma here. You get separated by a comma. Now this one should work, okay? So let's give it a try. Okay, why is that returning A? Anybody want to take a guess at that? Well, remember when we did we were back here and we said let saying quick brown fox, all we're doing is assigning it. We're not telling it to return anything. So same thing here. We're assigning this values to the inside of this object. We're not telling us to give anything back. So it looks back up the chain here and says, well, where's the last time he told me to return anything? Well, here it was. This is this primitive A. It was the last time we told it to return anything. So how do we get this back? How do we get it back? So let's do just like we did when it was just a simple variable. Let's see what happens if we do this. It gives us the whole object, right? With the curly brackets and everything. See, curly bracket, key value, right? What if we only want to get one of them? We have this wonderful object called saying, but we only want to refer to one piece of it. Okay, so now when we do saying, we get the whole thing. I don't want the whole thing. So here's the format we do. There's two different ways you can do it. The most common one you're going to probably see, you're going to see both, but more frequently it's a little less typing. You're going to say saying, which is the name of the object, and you're going to do a period. You hear it referred to usually as just dot. Saying dot saying1. And then we run that. Just saying1. Or you could say saying2, and it'll give us the second one. Jumps over the lazy dog. So let's see here. What do we do? Right, it's only going to give us the last, as we said before, it'll only give us the last one. So even though this looks like it should give us one, then the other, the way this REPL thing works, it only gives you the last one. Okay, so this one, we don't need that. Just wanted to see what it was going to do. Alright, so no big surprise there. The other way to do it, instead of using the dot, another way to do it, we can say square bracket, quotation mark. It's going to do the same thing, okay? Jumps over the lazy dog. Or, in this case, 1. Oops. There we go, the quick brown box. So basically equivalent, using the dot notation or using the square bracket. When you use the square bracket, the name does go in quotes, okay? But essentially the same thing, using the dot notation or the bracket notation. And that is essentially an object. This can be various different things. It doesn't have to be a string here. It could put just a number. So let's say saying1 could just be a number doesn't go in quotes, because remember, if it's quotes, it makes it a string. So in this case, it'd be a number. So we're still trying to tell it return, hey, return saying1 here, saying from the object saying, give me the key, the value of the key saying1, right? Gives us 4. Okay, let's put that back to our brown fox stuff. Okay, for now. So that's how you make a quick object, and that is how you return the values of it. You want the whole thing, the whole object, you just do the name of it, gives you the whole object. If you want just one of the pieces, you can do the bracket notation or the dot notation. Okay, it's a good spot for now, and we will be back in a flash with the next lesson.